Hello everybody, this is Yunwoo Kong, and today I'll be doing a educast on parabolas and their properties. Parabolas. Yes. So first of all, what is a parabola? Great question. I have this coordinate plane drawn here, and I'll use this to explain what a parabola is. So when there is a focal point, just a point, called f, and let's just say this is 0, 1, 0. And there's also a line on this side that is x equals minus 1. And we can clearly see that this line here, which is called the directrix, let's just clear that up, it's called the directrix, does not pass through the focal point, which I'm guessing that you know how to spell, so I won't spell that out. And when there are lines that come out of the directrix and the focal point that are equidistant, and this just goes on, so like this goes over here, and this goes like that, and these are also equidistant, and this is like here, and this is here, and these are also equidistant. Yeah, these are also the same length. This just goes on to infinity, as you would guess, and we eventually end up with a graph that looks like this. Just goes through all the points and just comes out the other side, because it would also meet on this side as well. Yeah. And this is called the parabola. So this is just the parabola. It's sort of like the quadratic function, but it opens to a horizontal direction instead of vertical direction. And a equation for this function would be y squared equals 4px. Y squared because so what is the graph of y equals x squared? It's something like this, right? It goes like that. This is y squared equals x, so it just opens up sideways. It's just switch the y and the x. Let's just erase this. This is irrelevant. Anyways, and to know what this p is, all we need to know is what the focal point is. The focal point is 1, 0, and in an equation which is y squared equals 4px, the 1 equals the p. The x value of the focal point equals the p. So the x value of the focal point equals p. So we can know that y squared equals 4x in this. Wait, let me change that color. This is, I have to make it the same. Y squared equals 4x. There we go. And from here, how do we find the directrix? Well, let's change the color again. The directrix always equals this right here, x equals minus p. So in this point, p would be 1 because the focal point is 1, 0. So the directrix would be x equals minus 1, as we can see right over here. And this is basically what a parabola is. And you might be asking, well, what if the graph opens vertically? What kind of equation of a parabola comes then? Well, I'll explain that. Let's go on to this. If there is a graph that opens up like this, that's a pretty bad drawing, but we'll have to deal with it. Oh, I forgot to explain that this focal point is always enveloped by this parabola. It's never on the other side. It's always enveloped by the parabola. And at the same time, the directrix is always on the other side of the parabola. Alright? So because of this, we can know that, well, the equation for this kind of parabola is x squared equals 4px. You might have guessed this. All you need to do, 4py, excuse me there. All you need to do is interchange the x and the y from the previous equation. And the same here, except for this, the p is the y value of f equals p. So we can know that P equals 1 once again. And the directrix, as you might have guessed, equals y equals minus P, which is y equals minus 1. So this is y equals minus 1. And there are arrows going on both sides. And this is basically what a vertical opening parabola looks like. So let's go on to some practice questions. One practice question, really, because that's all I have. Parabola x squared equals minus 12y is given. It's given, yeah. When the coordinates of a focal point are a, b, and the directrix has the equation of y equals c, what is a plus b plus c? So they want us to find first the focal point and then the directrix. Well, we know that the equation is this, and the equation of a vertical opening parabola is normally x squared equals 4py, right? So if you say that these two are equal to each other, then we can quickly find out that p equals minus 3. If you don't know this, you shouldn't be listening to this, okay? So p equals minus 3 right here. P equals minus 3. So the f would be 0 minus 3. We know this is vertically opening because x squared is the on the left side. It's not y squared. And from we know p, so we can also infer that the directrix is right here is y equals 3, because the directrix is always y equals minus p. Let's just draw this over here. Whoa, that's really weird. Let's just draw this over here like that, like so. Y equals 3. And from this we can know that because the parabola always envelops the focal point, the graph would look like this. Even though you didn't need to find the graph in this particular question, it's always nice to just have some extra practice and draw the graph, because it just helps you become better at drawing parabolas. And the focal point was 0, oops, wrong color. Let's just change that color. 0, comma, minus 3. Why is that so? That's really weird. Oh, okay. And the directrix was y equals 3. So a plus b plus c is 0. 3 plus, let's change the color once again. Yes, I'm obsessed with colors, I'm sorry. Minus 3 plus 0, which would equal 0, and that is our final answer.